Okay, how about this one? How are the Netflixes and these production companies going to follow what you're doing about how to market a new live action thing? Like how are you going to see? How are they going to be kind of imitating what's worked or what you think will work here?
So let me give you a quick story of what actually happened. So this is the landscape currently. When we went to ComicCon, we met with the organizers. The way we got a booth was there was someone else that wasn't using it this year just because of the pandemic and whatever else. And then when Comic-Con found out that we were there and we were with NFTs, they weren't super happy because a lot of the Comic-Con organizers don't like NFTs. They equate NFTs with a lot of these Bored Apes and kind of, I don't want me to rip on that community because it's a staple of what that community did and how it grew, but a lot of these, bored pandas and bored rhinos and bored whatever, like they saw it as very derivative and very predatorial on fans. So anyway, Marvel though has leaned right into this and they wanted to have a huge booth called like Marvel NFTs and whatever. And Comic-Con said no. Comic-Con said no to Marvel.
I didn't know that.
So, and there was people walking around Comic-Con with shirts that said fuck NFTs. And literally they'd walk by the booth, you guys, rah, 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 rah. We won a lot of them over. I will say that once we got them in and we actually showed them the artwork and how all an NFT is at its core is a way to protect the digital rights and provide ownership to the artist. Like it literally should be the thing that they are most excited about when done properly. Anyway, all these shirts, people crushing it, but there was a lineup for people that wanted to buy digital collectibles. It was just a branding thing. You take the name off it, you don't call it NFTs, you call them digital collectibles. And there was a lineup of people for these artists that were producing these pieces. So how are they going to follow us? I've already had conversations with every major streaming network after this. The company that helped put this together, House of Kiba, they're in talks with some of these groups to help them with their strategies. They're all looking at it. They just won't be called NFTs. It's going to be.
You got to get the vernacular, I think, that people are comfortable with, because you're saying that to me, NFTs, non-fungible token. People get leery because they don't understand it. It's like back in the day when people had horses and wagons, and then there was an auto voiture. Nobody wants an auto voiture unless you're super elite or super smart. But once the language gets more defined, once everything gets put together, the right format, so everyone can understand what they're getting into, what they want to collect, how they're going to collect it, how they're going to be a part of it. And the main thing that's going to drive this, yes, the collectibles, the digital collectibles and all that will drive it, but also I think the story and the performances, I think, is going to be a big driving factor too. And we know anything about big business, that there's an opportunity to create more revenue in anything. It's going to be evaluated, it's going to be streamlined, and it's going to work for everyone. So, we're in unknown territory right now, creating this and doing this. So, but at the core of it, our number one, I'd say, prime directive is to, protect our community and take care of our community with content. So, to steal a line from Prime Directive from Star Trek, that our prime directive is our community. So, I know personally, whatever I get involved with, the integrity that I maintain with the community is one of my most important situations, because I want our fans to really get wrapped up in Gen Zeros, feel like they're a part of it, and know that they're getting something out of it besides entertainment.
Yeah, it's cool. These digital assets really do give them something to connect to. I think some of that resistance you're talking about Comic-Con isn't just the term NFT, it's also who gets a revenue share on all this fandom. And now that you purchases outside of that ecosystem into your own ecosystem or into shared ecosystems and shared wallets that aren't necessarily, controlled by them, it does. It's probably much better, for the fan in the long run. But it's just like these corporate terms. It's like you throw out the word NFT, it helps with investors, it helps with enterprise meetings, it hurts with the fans. It's just a term that's not welcoming. It shows a level of expertise that you don't need to buy a trading card. To buy an original design. So it's cool to hear your kind of stories on the ground. I guess.
This is early too. I mean, think about where things are going with metaverse and stuff like that, and all this digital content and whatnot. And who knows where things are going in the future. So, like I said, this is pretty groundbreaking, pretty new stuff. But once the community understands that they're actually getting a part of something, I think they'll definitely come around and get even more excited about it.